headliner, one of the greatest headliners in the country, Adam Ray. Who's excited for Adam Ray tonight? But one more subject I want to go over with you guys tonight, okay? All right, because Miss, listen, it's obvious. I can see that you're thinking it. I'm just going to say it out loud. I know to look at me, I look 27, okay? But believe it or not, Miss, I am actually 42 years old. I know I look fucking amazing for my age. I can see the gears in your head turning right now. You're like, oh my God, what's his skincare regimen? Is it intermittent fasting? What's his goddamn secret? This guy looks amazing for 42. And I agree, Miss. Let's agree to agree. I look fucking amazing. Give it up for me, Atlantic City. The ageless wonder, they call me. Benjamin Buttenberg is what they call me in synagogue, okay? All right? But that means, ladies and gentlemen, because I am 42 years old, that means that I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, before the internets and the social medias. Give it up if you grew up in the 80s and 90s and before the social media. All right, okay, good. Welcome to AARP night at the VFW, you elderly bastards. We're in this together, okay? Early bird special, all right, okay? And that means that I'm not always hip and aware of modern technology and social media, sir, and social media culture. To be honest, Pappy, one of the only ways I even know about social media culture and phrases is from being a comedian and hearing these young whippersnapper millennial comedians joke about it all the time, okay? And that also means during the pandemic, at my age, like a lot of people my age, I had to get very comfortable quickly with modern technology and modern social media, Miss, okay? I had to do the Zooming with the homeschooling for my kids, and then the company that I work for here, they're like, Russell, comedy shut down. You need to start a podcast. And I was like, what? Shit, no, why me? I don't even know how to subscribe to one. I won't even be able to follow myself. But I made the podcast, sir. The production value was low, the host was very high, and I got through it, okay? All right, okay? But that also still means that really the only way I knew about social media culture and phrases was from the younger comedians, okay? So even before the pandemic, everybody, I was aware of a cultural phenomenon on the social medias called sliding into your DMs. Clap your hands if you know what sliding into the DMs means. Okay, you're nasty, you's all nasty, okay? All right? Now listen, Pappy, if you don't know what sliding into the DMs means, don't worry. I'm gonna explain it to you in a second. I got you, brother, okay? But for all you nasty people that do know what sliding into the DMs is, okay, I'm gonna get some cheap applause because I have a very special announcement. Because I found out during the pandemic that guys were consistently sliding in to my wife's DMs. Give it up for me, Atlantic City. I know, sir. I was like, oh yeah, Russ. Other guys are jealous of you. They're jelly Kelly. They want what you have. I always wanted somebody to be jealous of me and want what I have. Why would I be in show business, sir? I was so excited, okay? Now listen, Pappy, if you don't know what sliding into the DMs is, don't worry, I'm hip to it now, so I'm gonna clue you in, okay? This is what it is. On the social medias, on the internets, when you're on the Facebook, the Instagram, or the TikToks, okay? And then a stranger, acquaintance, or coworker sends a direct message to your wife or significant other, offering them the sexy time, trying to get into their pantaloons, sometimes even attaching a picture of their swollen member, Pappy, okay? And it's a very heinous, disgusting thing that men apparently do on the internet all the time. And also, Pappy, you know how I'm not lying about how old I say I am on stage here, is because I still refer to it as the Facebook, the Instagram, and the TikToks, okay? You would be in my top 8 on MySpace after tonight because we've become such close friends, okay? All right? Now, listen, so the way I found out that this was happening in my own home, everybody, during the pandemic, my wife and I are sitting in the living room looking at our phones with nothing to do. And all of a sudden, Miss, my wife looks up from her phone, all annoyed and disgusted, and she's like, ew, Daniel Cohen from high school. Way to slide into my DMs during a pandemic. Real classy. And she was very annoyed and disgusted. But not me, sir. My fucking ears perked up, you know? Like a wolf. Because I had only heard that term in the comedy Wild, like I said, right? And my wife's very annoyed and disgusted, but I jumped up, Miss, and I was like, ooh, honey, are guys sliding into your DMs? I've heard of this. And she's like, yeah, Russ, men are disgusting. It happens to all women all the time. And she was very annoyed and disgusted, Mammy, but not me. I was like, all right, honey, good for you. Put it up there, mazel tov, babe. You still got it, girl. Strut, girl. I turned into an episode of Drag Race, Miss. I was like, work, bitch. Work, work, work. I turned British sir. I was like, "You looking right spry, love. You're looking right fit, miss, diddly-do." I started watching Ted Lasso. I was so excited for her, miss. I was like, "Look at you, honey, still getting hit on the internet at your age. I bet you don't even have to throw a lot of filters on your pictures. Everybody can see your personality shining through." I was so excited for her, sir. I was so excited for myself. But then, miss, my wife looks up at me and she says, "Russell, what are you so excited for? Men are disgusting. I can have an eye patch and a peg leg, and I would still get 6 to 8 of these messages a week on average. Men are disgusting. Watch the news." And I agree, sir, that men are disgusting, but for that first minute, that first 60 seconds, I was still so excited for her. I was excited for myself, you know? But then, everybody, I started to think about it for 30 more seconds. And I started to realize very quickly just how insulting all of these messages were to me, Pappy, okay? Because I'm a comedian. It's all about me, ultimately. And I started to realize just how insulting this was to me, miss, okay? Because do you know what that means? That means that all of these guys, more than several, independent of each other, even if they only looked at a few of my wife's social media photos, of which I am in most of them, sir, that means that all of them took one look at me and said, "Well, look at this goofy, cross-eyed, chucklehead, buck-toothed motherfucker. I can definitely replace this idiot. Look at him. He's dressed like a 12-year-old. I can replace that overbite in a second," they say, sir. "You can see his overbite from space. Give his orthodontist the Congressional Medal of Freedom." Very hurtful, right, sir? Very insulting, right, Pappy? Very hurtful to my ego, miss, okay? It hurt a lot. I could not believe that so many guys, independent of each other, all looked at my wife's social media and said to themselves, "Well, obviously, the only thing missing from her happy life, home, children, and family is this dick. Send. Is D specific not send?" Very hurtful, right, sir? Very insulting. But then, miss, I got jealous. But not jealous the way that you think, okay? Because I don't want you to get the wrong idea. I would never be suspicious or jealous or think that my wife would ever accept one of these digital dick offers that would ultimately uproot our family, okay? Because here's something you guys need to know about me and my wife as people. As people, me and my wife are 100% opposed to ever being inconvenienced in any way, shape, or form. We don't like to be inconvenienced. So I turned to my wife, sir, and I said, "Honey, can you imagine if one of these dick offers actually worked out and you had to uproot our family in a pandemic? How inconvenient, right, miss? You would have to change a bunch of your passwords. You would have to change your cable bill. You would have to change your address, sir. Have you seen the goddamn lines at the fucking DMV since the pandemic? Nobody needs that shit in their life. What a Michigots, right, other Jews out there?" And Pappy, if you don't know what Michigots means, that's Jewish for clusterfuck. What an inconvenience Michigots clusterfuck that would be, okay, miss? This is how much we don't like to be inconvenienced. My wife never even changed her last name after we got married. We were like, "Nope, too much paperwork, inconvenient, fuck it, not doing it." We have literally gone, sir, 14 years and counting out of our way to simply not be inconvenienced by paperwork, okay, Pappy? And I'll tell you the truth. Like I said, I don't think that my wife would ever accept one of these digital dick offers that would uproot our family, but I'll tell you the truth. Papa Russ does not like to be inconvenienced. So if one of these dick pics and one of these dudes actually did tickle my wife's fancy, I would sooner invite that dude to move in with us and we become a throuple. It would be more convenient, right? It would be fucking easier, right, sir? We could switch off every week. We could alternate weekends. There's a path to success of convenience in the throuple situation, okay? But the reason I got jealous, miss, the real reason I got jealous is because my wife looks up at me and she says, "But Russell, you're on social media. You perform in front of all these people. Haven't you ever received one of these kind of messages?" And I turned to my wife and I said, "Well, no, honey, I haven't. Apparently, no ladies have even accidentally walked past my DMs, let alone tried to slide it into them. The JJ first, sir. Nary a nipple. Nary a nipple, okay, miss? So like I said, the reason I was jealous is not that I would ever participate in such a heinous act and such a scandalous offer from someone, but you know what? It would still be nice to be asked. Right, sir? It's like we say in show business. It's an honor just to be nominated, right? You know Meryl Streep's going to win the Golden Globe, but you still want to be invited to the Golden Globes to see someone's Golden Globes. So give it up for my wife and I for sticking together, despite so much sliding into her DMs, Pappy. My DMs, ghost town. Boarded up storefront after a hurricane. My wife's DMs, miss, field of dicks, Kevin Costner. As far as the eye can see, a plethora of penises, a poo-poo platter of wangs, a smorgasbord of schlongs, long ones, tall ones, short ones, fat ones, one fish, two fish, white dick, black dick, so many fucking dicks. An old country buffet of dicks, miss. You would fucking break your wrist trying to scroll through the cornucopia of dicks. So many fucking dicks, I couldn't fucking believe it, okay? All right? And in closing, everybody, I also thought to myself, sir, what a confidence builder for my wife, though, okay? Because, miss, I do accept the part of the narrative that it's absolutely offensive and disgusting that men do this. But you know what, sir? I also thought to myself, what a confidence builder for my wife. I realized, I said, Russell, no wonder your wife is so confident walking around bossing me and everybody else in her life around every day, because apparently she's out here on the internet every day, Pappy, like Bruce Lee, blocking unsolicited dicks. Yo! Yo! Cobra Kai and that shit. Woo! Just blocking unsolicited dicks all the doo-dah day. Wang Chung Kok Fu, miss, okay? I started calling my wife John Dick Parabellum around the house, sir. Fucking Keanu Skis. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your Papa RUS Gutin. That was your warm-up set. Are you guys ready for a killer night of comedy? And listen, all you guys, please send pictures of your dick to my wife, okay? We're putting together a little scrapbook. Maybe we're going to make a calendar for my office. We'll put a little Santa hat on it for the December one, sir. So, again, flood us with your dicks. That was your warm-up set. Are you guys ready for a killer night of comedy? Come on, ladies and gentlemen. No, you can go louder than that. Come on now. So, listen.